Good afternoon, my name is Fedor Kozlov. I'm an attorney at imcallingmylawyer.com, and today with my partner Keith Schindler, we'll talk to you about accidents when you slip and fall. Keith, what are the main 2-3 difficulties that you face in your practice when people come to you with such kind of injuries?
Well, right now we're going into the winter season, so what'll happen is the first few days, or first few snows will be companies who own buildings or restaurants and other places of business may not be up to speed yet on removing the snow. So if a person is to fall in front of a place of business, it's very important to do two things. One is to make sure, if possible at all, to take a picture of the area you fell in. And the reason that's important is because the store owner will say it's a natural accumulation of the snow. What's important about the natural accumulation of the snow? It's important because if it's an unnatural accumulation, that's when we can create liability upon the property owner. Natural accumulation, there's a very easy way to defend that for the property owner. Many times a person's injured, they're taken from the scene to the hospital, they have a serious injury, broken leg, broken arm, and there's no pictures to prove how they fell or where they fell.
What would be the difference between natural and unnatural accumulation of snow?
The law imposes an obligation on a property owner that removes the snow to do it in a reasonable and professional fashion. So what will happen sometimes is a property owner will remove the snow and may get called away to do another task instead of removing the snow, or the snowplow driver may have another job to go do, and they don't finish the job. So they have this unnatural accumulation where they deposit some snow that may be blocking or obstructing your view of oncoming traffic. So you're not able to see a car that's turning into the parking lot that you get hit.
And you know what is the statute of limitations when you have to file your case in court for the slip and fall injuries?
That's a good question. Statute of limitations, if the accident happens when you're an adult, is 2 years from the date of the accident. If it's a child that it happens to, it's 2 years from the date after the child turns 18. But you're not supposed to wait. Call us as soon as the accident and injury happens.
And the reason, is there any difference if you fall on a privately owned property, as you just described, a parking lot or a shopping center, or if you fell on a public side road?
That's a good question. There's a statute called the Tort Immunity Act that will shield municipalities, cities, and other type of city governments from liability for slip and falls on their property. So it's a private property cause of action generally. Sometimes if the city has notice of the defect in the removal of the snow or the ice buildup, then you can have a claim, but generally it's a private property ownership claim.
And usually when people fell on the snow, what would you do to set up a claim? What would be your steps?
That's a good point. It's going to be difficult for an individual to find out who the liable party is. So we would take the research of the address, we would find out who the owner of the property is, who the property manager of the property is, who the snowplow company was. A lot of times it takes litigation, but it's extremely difficult for a pedestrian to find out that information themselves.
But ultimately would go after insurance company for such snowplow or management.
Yes. So these property owners and other type of snow removal services have insurance, and we'd make the claim against that company.
And what would people need to do if they need to hire you?
You call our firm. There's no fee unless we win your case, and our telephone number is 888-841-HURT, or visit us on the web at imcallingmylawyer.com.